Hello, I'm Oleander and this is my first video featuring my voice. Woo, upgrade! Alright, I'll get to the point. Rescues are an important aspect of a successful match, along with kiting. In fact, I actually consider it a part of kiting itself, as the art of attempting a rescue, or being chaired, contains a hunter to a certain spot, which allows for other teammates to focus on decoding. So today, I'm going to go over various ways different hunters you may come across in your matches. Use their skills to essentially bait you into getting terror shocked or downed. Keep in mind that I may not have many examples for certain hunters due to their lack of popularity in most game matches. I'll do my best to explain their techniques regardless. If you haven't already, you might want to check out my previous video on my rescue guide for dummies. Here's a quick reminder of the precepts we're going with. We'll start with Leo here, cool guy, and famous with the fact that he can essentially turn into 4 hunters in total if he gets one too many hits in. The classic method this hunter will do is to camp the chair with the doll and walk away, or simply camp the chair with a walking doll. Generally, dealing with Leo is extremely difficult, but can be made exponentially easier if more than one person comes to rescue or kite. By separating the aggro of his dolls, Leo is essentially turned back into a slow basic hunter with little to no skills. Here, he tried to get his flame minion thing going after me, I presume. Didn't work out. This is a pretty basic camping method he used by trying to hit me in a terror shock, and it didn't work out. So here's another instance in the same match where he tried to camp me with his doll. But interestingly enough, did not activate the doll, so the magician and I were able to get away. As I said before, this hunter is better dealt with if you split the aggro up with 2 people dual kiting. Next up, we have Gamekeeper. Here it is, the dreaded hook. I won't say much about this guy, except don't feed him any hits for as long as possible. Unfortunately, not everyone is able to kite for all 5 ciphers, and he will get his dreaded skill eventually. As the classic Gamekeeper, most of the ones I see try to use their hook while camping to essentially secure a kill or not waste time on attack recovery. Isha. Sweet Isha, as long as you're staring at her. Anyway, there's not much to say about her camping tactics, aside from 2 variant ways other than glaring at you through the chair. Isha sometimes patrols further away from the chair, making it more difficult to rescue due to the distance you have to run if she manages to catch up to you. My best suggestion for this is to stay behind something until you can get close enough to make a run for it. Now for the important part that some survivors may not be aware of, is her sole departure camping doesn't make her suffer attack recovery. In fact, she can come straight down and double hit back to back. Unfortunately, I am aware of this, as you can see. All you have to do is not stand directly in front of the chair, because she cannot move from where she is just after coming down from her second ability. Here I also dodged her regular attack, making it much safer for me to attempt a rescue without wasting an owl. Clown. Curse that rocket dash that can literally be charged while he is camping a chair. Mainly, it's undodgeable, it's fast, and Smiley can immediately strike you down right after, with no need for attack recovery. Just be aware that once you go near that area, you could be dashed into the ground, since some pro clowns actually patrol with it somehow. So far, I haven't successfully gotten an ally to survive to the gate once they're chaired, so just take this as a chance to further contain the hunter and probably get yourself killed. Maybe you're lucky and Smiley decides to run around the map and leave the chair so you don't have to get double dunked during a rescue. Spider Queen. So, because it is difficult for her to generate enough webbing, we now see that she mainly uses chairs unless it's late game. Generally, we are all aware that she heavily camps an area with thousands of webs, maybe not thousands, but because she is not very good with time management, you can sometimes get her to leave the area long enough for you to sneak around behind her. She is big and her vision is not the greatest. For this save, however, I was discovered with the peeper, so I had little time to prepare for a save, which doesn't include me getting hit. I would have more footage, but she is not a very popular hunter, at least as far as elk goes, even though she is a very well-rounded and incredibly horrifying hunter to deal with. Hydra, the Dream Witch. Compared to most other hunters, her ability to camp is greatly diminished by the fact that she cannot really be there, as trying to fully camp a person would make it too easy for her to lose other survivors and get herself cipher rushed. Instead, the easiest tactic for Hydra to do is to essentially guard the chair and deactivate the follower, making it appear as though she has switched to someone else. Jump scares anyone? As mentioned, she is not a very popular hunter for her need to multitask, so I only have one footage of her, and that's me rescuing an AFK gardener. As you can see, if you fake rescue and she doesn't come back, just untie quickly and run away. By the time she realizes both of you are gone, it'll be quite late. In this instance, like most Dream Witches, she does return to try and terror shock me, but hits the chair instead. Ripper, Nabe's favorite invisible stalker. Apologies. Ripper has multiple ways of camping a chair, but probably the most scariest part is when he goes invisible. You can just fake it till you make it, but if you have to take a hit, try to be very close to Ripper, especially when he has his foggy blade up, because if he hits you at a distance, Jack wouldn't suffer any attack recovery and can instantly hit you or your teammate back down. Another important tidbit is that Jack cannot switch directions while having foggy blade up, meaning you can make him hit a wall or something by tight juking around it. Here's another trick some Rippers will try to use, and basically position themselves far away from the chair to hit you with a foggy blade, as instanced here. It's a bad tactic really, and all you have to do is run around or fake it and run away when the blade reaches the chair. Apologies for the lag spike while I was rescuing my AFK brother. Wu Chang. So this hunter is actually not too horrifying to deal with in terms of camping. We'll go over multiple ways of his techniques and what to expect when he uses them. One way I have here is the wide range hitting of Black Wu, because for some amazing reason, I could be standing right in front of him and he would still hit the ally that I've been trying to body block. I think the best way that I haven't really tested out yet due to a more popular camping technique is basically try to get him to hit the chair, although his recovery is considerably shorter in black form. Another very popular technique, which you'll see mostly, is to use Soul Siphon during a rescue, which basically doesn't allow you to interact with anything while he can just probably hit you down during that time. It also can or would spawn multiple woos, making it very difficult to tell which one is the real one. I think one of the survivor perks can help determine which is the actual hunter, like the arrow you see here when you turn away. Try to back off and wait for the siphon to wear off, since you can't rescue anyone during its effects. But don't run too far away, because if you do get hit, you probably have to try and rescue, since you're already in danger. Joseph, the notorious Photo Realm guy, and the act of having to rescue your doppelganger. Actually, I don't bother wasting time with that. Just run away from where you remember your body being shared, wherever. It's not worth putting you or your teammates in danger just to rescue a clone. Besides, Joseph wouldn't even know where you just get downed. All an ally has to do is run and help you get up when you're ready. Now, we discussed why I believe it's unimportant to do clone rescues. We'll get to another classic Joseph jump scare move. See here, very important. There are footsteps on the ground, and I can bet Joseph specifically aims to use his second ability to teleport himself back and try to get me. But I know that by the placement of those steps and cancelled the rescue just in time for him to hit the chair instead. This is a scary move, but you can normally tell he's about to do this by the way Joseph places down the footprints. Oh, here's an example of what not to do. Something I forgot while returning from hiatus. Joseph does 1.5 damage out of 2 hits, meaning if you got slightly injured before, you're just gonna get downed on the next shot. So if this is the case, highly recommend you ping someone else to rescue or use an ability while attempting to rescue. Finally, Feaster. I gotta finish off with Feaster, the king of camping. Honestly, he is a beast when it comes to protecting a chair because he can just surround everything with tentacles and essentially blast you with 3 hits at once. Now, I heavily advise that you be extremely wary about this and pray that you have a mercenary, perfumer, a good cowboy, or seer like me on your team because I have watched too many failed attempts at a rescue out of a cursing octopus monster. Try to get the tentacles to hit something other than you, the other side of the chair, the wall, anything. Depending on the place of the tentacle, you can stand on one so that it cannot hit you and hope the chair would block the other, then take Feaster's hit instead. In either case, I'm a seer, so I have extra leeway to tank another hit if I really need it. And yeah, I need it. When I deal with a Feaster, I tend to get myself down on purpose, as you've seen here in both instances. That is because in most cases, I haven't been chaired yet, meaning I could last longer if I am captured rather than the ally that I've untied. This switch helps waste more time and further guarantees your teammates' survival so they can heal up and maybe come back for you. And that's pretty much all I've got on the individual hunters' camping tactics and how I best deal with them. I hope these would further help you out at your stay in the manor. May the future guide you.